opportunities and challenges of digital transformation. At today's summit, we'll have key opinion leaders, pioneering enterprises, and technology experts to share thought-provoking ideas about digital innovation. We'll also be exploring cutting-edge technologies and launching new products and new solutions. So we hope today's event could bring you a lot of inspiration. So first of all, I'd like to just welcome Mr. Kevin Hu, the president of Huawei Datacom product line. And also, I'd like to now invite to the stage Mr. David Shah, the president of Middle East Enterprise Business Group. Please give him a warm welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again. Please allow me to extend my sincere gratitude to all of you, our customers and partners, for joining us in Huawei Connect 2022 and also the Intelligent Cloud Network Summit. So I think you already have a lot of information from today's keynote and other summits as well. But now, we're opening the Intelligent Cloud Network Summit, which is the foundation for our digital transformation in a new era. Okay? So I will use 2-3 slides to give you some updates of what we are doing, what we achieved, and what we are looking for. So may I have the controller? Sorry for that. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, firstly, I'd like to thank all of you because in the past several years, Huawei faced some challenges, but fortunately, we continued well on our business. Even in last year, we gained more than 1,100 new customers in different industries. Just look into the Middle East as an example. We have achieved 80% of the growth over the past 4 years. And at the same time, if we look into the IP network technology, we also achieved even more, which is 100% growth over the past 4 years, which means Datacom growth even more than the average. This is really the technology which gives us a big confidence of moving towards future. So next, please. Okay, thank you. Why we achieved that good performance in the market? Definitely it's because of the innovation, continuous innovation. Indeed, innovation is our soul. It's because we invest continually, globally on the R&D. We have more than 10th, which is 15th R&D center all over the world, with 16% of the sales revenue dedicated in R&D. If talk about IP network domain, we have more than 10,000 and 11,000 engineers working in the IP network R&D. And among of that, we have more than 100 scientists. So all of this help us really keep our IP network technology leading in the industry. From this slide, also you can see we are not only working on today's technology, but we are developing tomorrow's future technology in more than 10 areas. Just for example, the automation network, we already developed, we call it L3.5, which is fully automation for the IP network. At the same time, you must understand or very familiar with SDN, which is only partially automation of the IP network. Huawei is already far beyond that. Besides of automation, also, this morning in the keynote, we launched Wi-Fi 7. Also, we launched 400 gig switch. So all of this give us as a market guy, because I'm a leading Middle East enterprise market. I'm not R&D. Why I talk so much in R&D? Because they give my team a lot of confidence working in this market, talking to our customers and partners. And in this morning also, you might already heard, we have Cloud Campus, we have Cloud Fabric, also we have Cloud WAN. And the generation is already 3.0. We are not 1.0, we are not 2.0, but we already reached 3.0 among all of them. Either you have the requirement for campus, for data center, for WAN, we can provide you very advanced technology which can be built into the solutions, which can bring the values for you in your business. And today also I'm very happy to have some of our customers, such as Ankabu in UAE, such as CBK Bank in Kuwait, and also Gatun province in South Africa. They will come on board to share their successful experience in the network development with new technologies. So again, let's embrace the future. Let's build the intelligent connectivity together. Huawei will always beside you. We'd like to use our keep innovative technologies and solutions to work together with you. Let's embrace the future. Let's work together hardly. Let's welcome the intelligent connectivity world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shah, for your excellent speech. I'm sure you've inspired many crowds today. How is digital transformation reshaping the network? To answer this question, Huawei has adopted the digital intelligent and service-oriented philosophy and has developed an end-to-end intelligent cloud network solution. Next, let's welcome to the stage Mr. Daniel Tang, Chief Technology Officer of Huawei Data Communication product line, to introduce how Huawei's intelligent cloud network solution continuously innovates and leads technology development. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Tang.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Daniel Tang from Huawei's Data Communication product line. It's my great pleasure to share with you what we're going to do in the next few years in forward-looking research. So as David mentioned, the R&D is very important for our success and our customers' success. So we want to not only ensure your success today and tomorrow, but also beyond the future, looking at the year 2025 and even further. First, let's take a look at the history of the data communication network. Initially, it's a very tiny network connecting only 4 mainframe computers, but that's the beginning of the big bang of internet growth. Today, internet is already connecting almost everyone, every business, every household, every school. When we move into the digital economy, it is also connecting everything at every corner of our society. With our intelligent cloud network offerings, today it is becoming a mission-critical infrastructure, delivering digital productivity, just like our power grid network, delivering electricity for every family, every business in the modern society. But we all wonder, in the future, what might happen? Will there be some more interesting emerging new applications? And in R&D, we need to look at what kind of new technologies we need to prepare for those new applications. So we have did some study together with our customers, with some leading consulting companies, and here are some key findings. First, by the year of 2025, immersive workspace will become reality. According to Gartner report, by the year of 2026, almost 25% of everyone will spend at least 1 hour every day in metaverse. As a matter of fact, today, immersive communication approach has already been adopted in Huawei's day-to-day communication with our customers. A few days ago, I attended the Meta Summit between Huawei executives and local customers' executives. Sitting in the room, looking at the speaker on the stage, it hardly can tell the difference whether the guy is physically located here in Dubai or actually located somewhere back in China, which is 6,000 kilometers from here. But today, it's only the visual effect that is impressive. In the next few years, we're also going to add multi-sensory communication, tactile communication, meaning that you can not only see things like it's true and vivid, but also touch and feel. So you could potentially shake hands with your friends who are 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers away. Of course, to deliver this kind of application, we need, first, extra bandwidth. So by the year of 2025, we'll see massive adoption of Wi-Fi 7, capable of 30 gig BPS at peak time. And then the Ethernet also need upgrade. Today, you see a lot of gigabit Ethernet, 10 gig E. In the future, we're going to see 50 gig E, 100 GE in access. And then in the core network, probably 400 or even 800 GE. Another very important factor here is massive IoT connectivity. For multi-sensory communication, we obviously need a lot of IoT connections. Last but not least is the capability to handle multi-type of traffic in the same network, because obviously, immersive communication will need much better quality of experience. But likely, it's going to still sit in the same network, running other traffic. So we need technologies like slicing to handle them together without interfering with each other. Well, another very important direction is about artificial intelligence. You heard a lot about the magic it can do today. In one of our stories here, AI could boost the CT scan result analysis by more than 6 times. So we're talking about saving real people's real life here. So by the year of 2025, we expect to see huge growth of the AI computing power, almost 50% every year, CAGR rate. And then by the year 2025, more than 3,000 exaflops of computing power is needed. Then obviously, the network needs to be ready. Inside a single data center, we need to have upgrades of Ethernet ports beyond 100G to 400G, 800G. At the same time, we also need to connect more servers, maybe 1 million or even 5 million servers in a single data center. We also need to extend today's lossless algorithm, not just inside the data center, but also for inter-data center DCI kind of networks. So all these are some of the efforts that we're doing, try to enable the exponential growth of the computing powers. Another very important finding is most of the enterprises and government agencies will use multi-cloud in the next few years, because different applications have the best-of-breed cloud service from either a local private cloud or from a public cloud service. One of our important customers, a prominent automobile company, is actually using 4 public cloud service on a day-to-day basis. And then from time to time, when they need to do a design simulation for new car models, they would need yet another extra HPC cloud computing service on demand. So all this means we need to have very agile multi-cloud network provisioning capabilities. And luckily, we have more or less achieved that target so far with the help of new technologies such as SRv6. However, looking beyond the year of 2025, we will also need to combine the APN6, the application programmed network based on IPv6, together with SRv6. And then we can deliver application-driven traffic steering based on multi-factor routing algorithm. Of course, because different variety of applications will need different expectation, different way to treat their traffic. So it has to be application-driven traffic steering. The multi-factor algorithm is important in that some traffic may prefer to optimize for latency, but some other traffic may need to prefer for low carbon footprint. So sometimes we need to route some of the computing task traffic to a data center backed by renewable electricity energy. For example, in the southwest part of China, we have a lot of hydraulic power offering. So data center in those locations will be with minimum carbon footprint. So this kind of new progress can help us to continuously grow the computing capacity, allow our agile cloud network provisioning, also at the same time being able to deliver sustainable AI computing power growth. One more very important progress is the digital transformation of the cloud network itself. With the help of real-time in-situation telemetry technology, combined with the AI analytical capabilities, today we already have achieved maturity level 3, or sometimes level 3.5, for our data center network, for our WAN network, for our campus network. Looking beyond the year 2025, we're looking at capability level 4, meaning that we can do also the proactive prediction and optimization. What that means? Well, you heard about the 135 earlier, which means in the data center network, you can detect a fault in 1 minute, troubleshooting in 3 minutes, and fix the problem in less than 5 minutes. But with the help of real-time simulation of extremely large-scale networks, we can deliver another capability, which we call it 0135. 0 here means zero service interruption when you fix those problems. Because if you could do proactive prediction and optimization, then obviously you can plan things well ahead. When you fix the physical problem, you can reroute those traffic with good plan to avoid any service interruption. So all this will need the R&D team to continuously doing research for new algorithms, for more creative ways to deliver this kind of solutions in the future. Last but not least is about ubiquitous network security. Of course, it is very important nowadays. We also need to continuously use new technologies to enhance the protection level of our network. Because the dark side are also evolving. Right? These people, they are also incorporate latest technologies. For example, today, according to our study, a lot of the threats are using encrypted traffic. So the traditional firewall have quite some difficulty to detect those encrypted traffic. So the accuracy is minimum more or less around 60%. By moving to AI-based behavior pattern analytics, we can now improve the detection accuracy to more than 99%. So that's a huge progress. Another thing we want to protect is what we call the weakest link in the system. Now, typically, the IT system in the headquarters are well protected. It's like a fortress, well guarded. But a lot of the branch offices, they have difficulty. It's almost impossible to have a full stack deployment of security gears, let alone to have a professional security talent people doing day-to-day operation for that little branch. So that's why we're introducing security cloud service, where we're going to deliver this kind of protection based in the cloud, backed by the AI algorithms, the massive amount of data, the global intelligence information, and then deliver the protection for those branch offices with a little local box to collect and analyze traffic locally. So this will be a subscription-based service offering, which will continuously upgrade. Another weakest link vulnerability would be the IoT. Here, what we need to do is to verify its behavior using a zero-trust strategy. But in order to do that, we also need to have fully automated, trustworthy admission mechanisms. This is the only way you can achieve the verification, because you have to know the baseline behavior pattern when you compare that with the actual behavior pattern, and then you can identify potential issues. So as David mentioned earlier, innovation is Huawei's soul. So we'll continue to do more and more innovation to build a future-proof network. So today, just like in the wireless industry, we're looking at the next generation. We call it 5.5G. So in the data communication network side, we're also looking at the next generation. We call it Net 5.5G. Our research will mainly be directed in 6 key directions. First, multi-domain network AI, very important to the autonomous network driving. And then high resilience and lower latency, very critical to deliver some of the very mission-critical traffic. Green ultra-broadband, not only give you more bandwidth, more traffic capability, but also make it more sustainable, minimize carbon footprint. And then massive heterogeneous IoT, not only able to manage the, for example, manufacturing industries today, but also being able to deliver multi-sensory communication capabilities for the metaverse. Ubiquitous network security, I mentioned earlier, very important. And then, of course, IPv6-based innovation, continuously enhance the protocol capability of the network to deliver the best network for our customers, for our partners. So with that, I will wrap up, and looking forward to spend more time with our colleagues here, and also with our customers, partners, so that we can build the best intelligent cloud network together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tung. That was truly inspirational. I'd just like to make a short announcement. There will be someone from the staff walking around with a QR code. Please do scan the QR code, because you're going to be able to get a nice little gift from outside. So once you scan it, you go outside at the end of the summit, of the session, and you can receive a nice gift. All right, so Mr. Tang just mentioned data center network solutions. Next, let's see what benefits Huawei's Cloud Fabric solution can bring to customers, and what new products and solutions Huawei can offer to help industry, Huawei can offer to help industry customers improve digital productivity in the future. Firstly, we're glad to invite Mr. Arthur Wang, Vice President of Data Center Network Domain of Huawei Data Communications product line. He'll share with us how Huawei's Cloud Fabric solution will unleash the full potential of computing power with ADN, or Autonomous Driving Network, and release the L3.5 ADN white paper. Welcome him to the stage, please.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Arthur Wang, in charge of the data center network domain. So today, I'm very happy to bring you the latest update about Huawei Cloud Fabric 3. Please follow me, go to the details. So we all know that with the enterprise business digital transformation, the data center network also continuously evolve. So I will show you how the network can evaluate from 3 examples. The first example is a bank. So we all know that all the banks is moving to open bank, or smart bank, or digital bank from the traditional bank. So part of the Agile service will be deployed on the public cloud. So it requires data center service need to be deployed very fast. So this is the first example. Second example is the government. So all the government move to smart government. So the users will also like 100 times than before, because all the service from the offline go to the online service. So once the network is abnormal, it will greatly affect the people's living. So it also requires a network can be managed and operation high efficiency. And also all the faults can be located in minute. So last case is about the energy. So for example, the oil and gas, the oil exploration is also from the traditional exploration to the digital exploration. So all the collected data, all the cloud data from the sensors will reach up to hundreds of terabit. And also, it also requires, requires the network bandwidth, the computing network bandwidth significantly increase. So, the traditional InfiniBand network and the fiber channel network cannot satisfy the very high performance network requirement. So it requires unified Ethernet network to carry all these kinds of business. But during the evolution, traditional data center network also facing a lot of challenges. Firstly is the deployment. So the fast growing service brings the network scale increase 10 times than before. For example, in 1,000 network node data center, the total configuration volume will be up to millions. It's impossible to complete all the configuration just rely on the manual. And also 40% of the 40% of network fault is caused by the manual configuration error. Secondly, we know all the service and the data at the network are separately. So once some service interruption happen, all the department will argue with each other. So the problem cannot be solved in time. And especially for the network department, they are very hard to make the self-innocence. So at last, we know that just 0.1% of the packet loss will cause the whole network performance, network throughput reduce 50%. And the more computing node, the harder computing power we could increase. So the network is becoming the bottleneck of the computing power. So I think this is the 3 challenges for the traditional network. So to address the 3 above challenges, so we have upgraded our Cloud Fabric 3 data center network solution for multi-cloud and multi-cloud hybrid cloud scenario. So the purpose-built solution stands out with easy deployment, easy O&M, and easy evolution, and implements unified management over multi-vendor network and multi-scenarios, delivering ultimate service experience and accelerating enterprise digital transformation. So here I have another case. Case is from the bank. Each year, this customer, they have over 300 new innovation service needed to running on the cloud. At the beginning, this customer using the manual way to deploy the service. So for the single network change, it will take over 1 month from the network design to the network review to the final implementation. And the error fault, the fault rate is also very high. So finally, the customer decided to choose Huawei Cloud Fabric solution. And Cloud Fabric solution helps the customer to make the pre-simulation and the post-verification. So this solution helps the customer, guarantee the network change 100% accuracy, and also shorten the network change period to minutes level. Okay, the second case is the government from public service. So there's a government customer. They have over 1,800 service running on the cloud. So the network department is always very busy because they always receive a lot of requirement from the service team. Well, at the same time, they also receive a lot of complaints because always some quality issue, network quality issue. We calculate that 50% of the complaints belong to the network quality issue. So once these things happen, so always the customer needs to set up a joint team to make the troubleshooting across different departments, the IP department, the service department, the server storage, and so on. So it always takes over 8 hours to make the troubleshooting. Finally, they use Huawei iMaster NC. They find that they can very easily, very clearly to monitor the real-time network health condition and complete the network quality location within 3 minutes. And also, we can provide the end-to-end visibility, and also the network department also can do the self-innocence. So this is very, very useful for the customer. The last case is oil and gas. There's one oil field. They have a 3-year plan to increase their production capability 3 times. Well, that's why they need to improve their exploration forecast capability. But all the collected data include temporary analysis data. The total volume will reach thousands of the terabit. So it's very huge. And so it requires the single node, computing power will be at least 2 terabit flops. So this requirement need more higher performance for the computing network bandwidth. So, Huawei Cloud Fabric solution can converge the general computing network, the high performance computing network, and also the storage network together to the single unified Ethernet network. So also can provide end-to-end 400 gig large bandwidth. So it can improve the computing power 17% and also reduce the CapEx and OpEx up to 30%. So in terms of the customer experience, actually Huawei never stopped the step to explore. So we know that in the age of manual O&M, the network deployment and the operation always very low efficiency. But fortunately, SDN technology help to dramatically improve the service provisioning. And now, Huawei just import the AI technology to SDN. We directly move the SDN network to autonomous driving network. So this makes the data center network to realize high degree autonomy and also satisfy all the requirements from the age of the intelligent. So now, Huawei is the first vendor who already achieved the level 3.5 data center autonomous driving network. We hope that we can, together with our customers, to accelerate the industry digitalization. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. If we can just keep you on stage for a second, Mr. Wang, can we just keep you on stage for a second? Because we've come to a very exciting time. So we've got Huawei and IEEE UAE section will jointly now release the L3.5 Data Center ADN white paper. We believe that Huawei will continue to work with more industry customers to build future data center networks featuring easy deployment, easy O&M, and easy evolution. So now, let's invite to the stage Dr. Hussam Al-Hamadi, Secretary of IEEE UAE section. We're also honored to have with us Mr. Fahim Al-Nuaimi, CEO of Ankabut, Mr. Muzibur Rehman Sheikh, IT Director of the Commercial Bank of Kuwait, and Mr. Leo Gui, Vice President of Marketing and Solution Sales of Huawei Middle East Enterprise Business Group. Please come to the center stage to release the white paper together. So now please place your hands on the screen and let's count down together. 3, 2, 1, go! Yes, round of applause, please. Congratulations, everyone. So the L3.5 Data Center ADN white paper has now officially been released. I'd like to invite all the gentlemen on stage, please, for a photograph. So please, to the center of the stage. I'll move out of the way. Celebrate this moment. Congratulations, everyone. And just after this photo, please, I'd like to keep Mr. Fahim to stay on the stage. I'd also just like to say that the white paper has been released online, so feel free to scan the QR code or download it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Congratulations. Mr. Fahim, if I can just keep you on the stage. Mr. Fahim Nuaimi, I believe you have lots of innovative, practical experience in the education field to share with us today.
Thank you.
So, before you leave the stage, could you share your stories as CEO of Ankabut, please?
Thank you, I appreciate it. This is the question which I was not prepared for it. Actually, before I start the presentation, during the whole this week, starting from yesterday, we are seeing this all innovations and new technologies, new requirements, either in government or in finance or in educations, having the AI, machine learning, metaverse. And I was thinking as a CEO of Ankabut, where we are going. What is next? It's not 25. What is in 50? What will happen in 50? How much the amount of traffic will be generated? Is the network will be capable to handle this? So really it was a lot of question in my mind during this time. Maybe we will have the Huawei Connect after 5 years over metaverse. So there is no conference like this. There is no hotel booking. I know somebody will lose his business, but this is the life. So really, as a CEO of Ankabut, I see the cloud, especially the cloud, it required strong network to make it more automated, more performance high, more lossless, more power consumption is less. So I'm really happy to be here with this respected friends to launch this version of ADN with Huawei, and I want to congratulate the network team for their achievement, and inshallah we'll see them also in 25 with the new versions. So if you allowed me, like the education sector, like the government sector, like the financial sectors, also education sector is evolving everywhere, evolving in technology, evolving in methodology of delivering the networks, and also there is drivers making these innovations and intelligent ICT. It's no more traditional teaching, as I said in my previous presentation. It's no more fixed classrooms. Today, all our kids, I was asking a question in the previous presentation, anyone who study in smart classrooms, and you know what was the result? 0. So anyone of this also audience studied in classrooms, smart? Oh no, my God. So no, again, no one is studying in a smart classroom. But we in education saying smart classroom, smart campus, smart educations. This is for those people who are the new generation who will study. So virtual reality, digital library, digital learning, distance learning, online learning, metaverse learning, all these will be a challenge and will be driver for us to innovate, to have that cloud which we just saw, the automobile manufacturer, they will have 6, 7 clouds, and it will be all together for delivering a new car, but they want strong management. So we at Ankabut, we're proud that we are, Huawei Cloud is our major cloud, and we are proud that we have iMasters, which can handle all this multi-cloud environment. So this will be the driver and innovation for tomorrow. Now, what is the key driver? Cloud service provider, computing power provider, and education knowledge enabler. Yani, if we see in the cloud service provider, no more you can manage your cloud with manual ON. That will be really a challenging. Traditional Ethernet, it's really lacking of O&M. So you need to have intelligent O&M. The scale, it has been millions of configuration, frequencies, it's every day. You know, with having these multi-services, the change will be very frequent in your cloud. So you need to have a cloud service provider with intelligent O&M. The computing power providers, packet loss, as we heard just now from the team and from Neil, we cannot over even just 0.01%, because it will be reflected as either a business or operation in hospital, or it will be finance loss. So the loss, it will be also, the throughput should be very lossless connectivity. The education enablers, we want more energy saving, because to be honest with you, the more low traffic, we have the data center traffic is growing like a hell. We expand every 3 months, 3 to 6 months, we expand the networks. And if we expand the networks, we need high density nodes. And instead of 25, we go to 250. But it's also pushing us to have more power. So the power will be very important, and we have to check in it. Good. So what's the difference? Why we want to go to the ADN? Why Huawei network today telling us to go to ADN? What's moving us to ADN? Why want to go to ADN? What's the value will come from this system as helping us in the cloud itself and to be fully life cycle intelligence network managements. Today, manual planning and design, most of the clouds, they have manual design. Network, cheap solution review, automatic network configuration delivery, manual change request verification, manual troubleshooting. This will cost people, will cost time, will cost performance, will cost delay. So with ADN, you will have very intelligent solution design. You will have automated preventive simulations, automatic configuration, automatic also an intelligent troubleshooting, proactive O&M. So the system will be based on really assurance, fast and accurate maintenance and management. This is very important part. You see, the network, I came originally from network in my old work with Salat, and now I'm doing with the cloud. So when I came to the cloud, I saw them both together. You cannot develop the cloud and develop the services and this new developed services without looking to the network. The network is the bottom line. It's the roads of your vehicle. It's a road for your cloud. So all Ethernet HPC, and I'm really proud to announce today, we successfully launched or test our Ethernet HPC in UAE. So today we are Ethernet HPC providing it, and I will tell you what is the value of Ethernet HPC and how much it adds to us values from finance, from power, from everything. So the Ethernet, all Ethernet HPC, it will have high density, 140 gig. You will have zero bucket loss. You will have network computing performance is improved by 10%. Open intelligence O&M. Believe me, the iMaster will give you the capability to do all this in your network. So either you have CPU cloud or you have HPC cloud. You can put them all together because it is Ethernet now, so you can link them under one management iMaster and NCE. This is the beauty. Now when somebody bring you Ethernet and bring you another iMaster, another management system. Today we have traditional InfiniBand HPC and we have Ethernet HPC, and all under one management center, one management iMasters, which is saving us a lot in power and configuration and automations and everything. So all Ethernet data center, it will really help us. No difference between either it is GPU or it is CPU, it is Ethernet or it is normal computing. That's the beauty of it. You know, as an indication, we have a lot of applications, not only what you see here as oil, gas, education learning systems, the LMS, the intelligent online teaching, the library, digital libraries, all type of solutions. It will be based on all platform, either it's been big data or it is HPC or it is AI, all it will be under one management system and it's all will be Ethernet based. Also the power consumption, you see the network device energy saving, how much it saves when it go network before and after. Before in the SDN and after when we go to the ADN, see how much it will be more efficient, more power consumption less. It will be decreased. We see it here, 12%, which is really helping a lot in saving power and energy. That's very important. If you see your cloud today, I don't know who owns the cloud today. Did you know how much power is going only to the cloud? See, we don't count this. We count we have this much of megawatts, we are sending it to the clouds, and the cloud costing this much of power. But do we realize that how much it goes to the network, how much it goes to the cloud itself? We will find out 12% it will go to the network devices which you have in your cloud. So that's really lossless networks with low and less power. So we just talk about the autonomous. So last week I was testing a car without a driver in Abu Dhabi. So I called online and they sent me the car. It came too close to me and I opened the door, no one inside. This is the future. So when we compare, this is Ankabut car. I have my stuff here. I didn't buy it yet, but we'll buy it. Okay. So when we say autonomous driving car, it is autonomous driving networks. We are looking for autonomous driving network. When we say green energy and green and efficient network, this is what we want. This is the network car which we wanted tomorrow. Wider road, 100 gig, 400 gig network for my clouds. I remember when we were testing 10 gig from the server to the top of racks for the networks. It was not supporting us. Now we deployed in our clouds 400 gig connectivity. Dedicated LAN, which is mean less network. So if you compare the future data center with today data center, this is the car we want to drive. As she asked me, as a CEO Ankabut, what do you think and what do you want? I want this car actually. And today we have it, thanks God, alhamdulillah, in Ankabut, and we are looking forward also to enhance this car, to enhance this networks, to be able to meet the new demand. Because honestly, I'm telling you, the new demand will happen from this big portfolio of the services. It's happening in education and it's happening everywhere, will require even more than this car from the network. So I think the network people, they are catching up with the developments which is happening in the service part, which is happening in the layer of a cloud part. Hope them all the best, and it was my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Mr. Faham Narmi, thank you so much for your insights today. So data center networks are the core production networks for the financial industry. So what does the Commercial Bank of Kuwait, a digital transformation pioneer of the financial industry, do with its data center networks? Now let's invite to the stage Mr. Muzibur Rahman Sheikh, Senior Manager of Networks and Infrastructure of the Commercial Bank of Kuwait, to share his stories with us today. Take it away.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I guess good morning to Huawei team who did not have the lunch yet for the wonderful work they've been doing here. Okay. Basically, before I get into this data center networks, I just wanted to share with you a small story where I was talking to my colleagues this morning while coming in my taxi. I was just telling to them that wish I was not called for GITEX. That's a strange question, right? I'm like, why would anybody not be part of GITEX? Because it was in the past that last 5 years back, I was in GITEX and I was thinking that, oh no, there's nothing new that's coming up. But when I've seen today, and especially with the Huawei Connect, I feel that what we have is not even 1% of what we can go through. So that's actually a very good, thank you so much for the Huawei team for giving me this opportunity. And before I just start my presentation again, I just wanted to ask all of you a question which states, what is consistency? I'm like, when I say consistency, do we have anything called as consistent in life? It's for everybody over here. What is consistency? The only thing which is consistent in life to me and to everybody is change. Change is the factor which is consistent throughout the life. We always try to get new things, and that's all part of our change strategy. So here we would be talking about our experiences with because I hail from a banking sector, and just to introduce myself once again, my name is Mujibur Rahman. I'm an Indian graduate. I did my master's from Saudi Arabia, King Fahd University, then got a chance to work for a brief period in Saudi Arabia, got into a retail sector in one of the biggest MNCs in Kuwait, and then, alhamdulillah, got an opportunity to work with CBK, Commercial Bank of Kuwait. So I'll be trying to give my experiences and how we actually brought it up from where we were. So there is a small saying which says that you can't appreciate the light until and unless you have visited the dark, right? It's a very common saying. So what we are trying to do here is like, if I can take you to the bank 1.0, 1.2, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 as we move forward. So these are the things that we used to have it. I mean, like just, if you look into the 14th century, a family by name Medici, this was the family which actually created the bank 1.0. And what was that? It was everything a brick and mortar, and everything, all the services what we wanted used to be within the same place. So people has to go there, get their services done, and come back, okay? And this extended till almost all, I think, from 1472 to nearly 1980. So in 1980, then we started looking into the new phase, which is Bank 2.0. And this Bank 2.0 is all about, I'll just take you to the screen. So Bank 2.0 is mostly about the bank started moving outside the brick and mortar model, where the ATMs were brought in, and we used to have services in the ATM. So people used to go to the ATM. So after the working hours, people used to go and get the services done. Now then came the new concept, which is the Bank 3.0. So what is this? In Bank 2.0, there was a little bit of a difference when we talk about this. I'm a little bit ahead on this slide, but let me just give you a story on this 2.0 and 3.0. So the Bank 3.0 was more from the perspective of you can do everything with the advent of the mobile phone. So the mobile phone came in 2007, and everything was possible. Then when we have so much of new services that are being brought in, so what is exactly pushing us down? So we wanted to create the network infrastructure. So as David has said, and Mr. Wang has said, and we all have this. So Huawei, I feel like I'm a little bit pessimistic in this approach at this point in time, but looks like Huawei is doing an amazing job here. So we are trying to portray ourselves and go into the new services. So what we used to have in the earlier versions, we used to have this slower service rollout. We used to have this lot of errors when we deploy the services, and we used to have a high cost of managing the network, the security. Well, so what we did, now this is a little bit of a challenges we had before we get into the, am I going behind? Yeah. Okay. So the challenges were there during our 3.0 rollout. So in 2017, we started looking into what are the best options. Now, I used to proudly say that we are a Huawei, I probably shouldn't use the word, but we are a Huawei bank by itself. Everything was Huawei for us. So we had the services, we had this routers, we had the switches, we had the surveillance systems, we had everything that is part of Huawei. And we used to think that we used to have everything, but really not. Looking into this, then we started getting into this new class topology, where we used to have this an extended data centers, and these two extended data centers were connected over a class topology. And we had the cloud engines, we have the routers, we have the switches, and everything that needs to be brought into an extent where we even had, we used to have this agile data center controller. We had the agile campus. It was made a lot easy for us. But now, looking into this, now we have if you look into the 3.0 version, so this is one of the factors which I always keep telling, the better TCO, okay? So we have really saved more than 50% of the total cost of ownership just by implementing the Huawei services. and integrating this with the faster rollout as well. Now, what next? So, the strategy to go forward, we are trying to look into that mobile services. So as we go all through this, there are three things which we wanted to ensure that we don't move away from the track. The three things are the reliability, the sustenance, and the data security. So all these three things we wanted to ensure that we don't compromise on these things. And there are a lot of technologies. There are a lot of disruptive technologies. There are blockchain technology. There is all these technologies that are there underneath. But if I'm allowed to quote from a book called Disrupt You, there's an author called Jay Samit. What he says is, disruption is not about what happens to you. Disruption is all about how do you react when it happens to you. So this is what we wanted to convey here. So over here, we wanted to get into this mobile faster, and we wanted to move away from the centralized architecture to a distributed architecture. We have close to 40 branches over there and all the services. And thanks to the management over there, the GM, the advisor, the CEO of the bank, they're always pushing for new services, and they wanted to be on the edge when compared to the competitions what we have. Again, whatever competition, whoever the user might be, it's all about user experience. We wanted to give the best experience to the market, and fortunately, we managed to do that. We tried to build up something called as a business island, all-in-one kiosk. There are a lot of services, and probably we are the only, and we are probably the only bank, if I'm not wrong, I'm sorry for that if I'm wrong, who have implemented the SDN topology within the banking sector in Kuwait. Okay. Now, from the SDN, now we wanted to move to a new services, which is like from a single data center to a multi-data center. We wanted to build up a private cloud, the hybrid cloud. We wanted to move into the cloud services. We have a small restriction in Kuwait where the regulator doesn't permit us to move into the cloud, but we are cloud ready. So what are the key challenges we have, or the key network change direction? The challenges, we already addressed them. So here what we wanted to do is we wanted to integrate with this new concept of the iMaster NC series. Then we wanted to move away from the manual O&M, which you have already heard about in the last three presentations. We wanted to go into the artificial intelligence ops. Then we move away from SDN. We have a beautiful team, or a very talented team in the bank, which works continuously on the agile development, and the new services are launched in no time. So we wanted to ensure that we don't want to be behind them. So we wanted to give them an ADN application-driven network, ensure that the services are back to normal. No matter however fast they go, we wanted to ensure that the infrastructure is always there for them. And the private cloud to the multi-cloud is, again, as I told, the regulator has a constraint over there, but we are ready for that. Looking into all this, again, as I keep saying to my team, don't count the chicks before they are hatched. But with Huawei, I think the game is a little bit different. So what we do is we are very much thankful on behalf of the entire Commercial Bank of Kuwait, who have invited us to present a solution to your team, and the amount of intelligence that is built in is really worth looking into it. Thank you so much for all this.
Thank you, Mr. Sheikh. What a great speech. Thank you so much. As earlier mentioned, Huawei's Intelligent Cloud Network solution covers campuses, WAN, and data center networks. Next, let's explore what new products and solutions Huawei can offer to enable campus digital transformations in the future, and what Huawei customers have achieved in their campus digital transformation journey. Today, we are honored to have Mr. Jiswar Young, Vice President of the Campus Network Domain of a Huawei Data Communication product line. What new benefits will Huawei's campus network solution bring to us? Let's invite Mr. Jiswar with a big round of applause. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Jiswar Yang, Vice President of Huawei's campus network domain. I'm so happy to meet you all here in this beautiful and thriving city of Dubai. Today, I'd like to update you on Huawei's latest innovations in campus network domain and solutions. So nowadays, going digital has become an important globally consensus. Countries and enterprises are all starting their digital transformation journey. Diverse industries are no exception. For example, the large enterprises pay more attention to improving employees' work efficiency. Educational institutions are dedicated to offering more equitable, high-quality education through online and offline teaching, as well as amazing and interactive experience. The healthcare industry focuses on improving citizens' health through IoT and telemedicine. And in the retail industry, top priorities are to quickly roll out all the store networks and improve operational efficiency. To support all of this, a high-quality campus network is must-have. However, the campus network facing so many challenges during the digital transformation journey. So generally speaking, there are 4 types of challenges to campus networks. The first challenge is about the campus access. We all know that most of today's enterprises tend to deploy Wi-Fi in their networks. But in fact, there is no unified Wi-Fi standards for the deployment. So Wi-Fi experience is totally different. Maybe some locations have a good coverage. Some locations do not have a stable performance. So the second challenge is about campus architecture. For most of the enterprise campus networks, there are at least 3 layers. The core switch, aggregation switch, and the access switch. Even more. And there are so many managed nodes, complicating network management, and also increasing power consumption. And the third challenge is about the campus branches. Now, more and more enterprises pay attention to multi-cloud and multi-branches. But it is very difficult to centrally and automatically manage all the branches. The first challenge is about campus O&M. Due to digital transformation, a huge number of applications and servers are brought into the campus network. As such, just a few minutes of the network interruption will greatly affect the services and cause huge losses. So challenges always coexist with the opportunities. That's why Huawei decided to take complexity and create simplicity. We believe simple and efficient network experience is what the customer needs. So this year, Huawei launched the Cloud Campus 3 Plus simplified solution. As its name suggests, simplified means simplified access, simplified architecture, and simplified branch, and simplified operation and maintenance. This solution helps enterprise greatly simplify their networks. So nowadays, Wi-Fi has become the preferred access mode for the enterprises, even the office, even evolved to the production. So take an internet company B as an example. The company's live streaming and short video service grow very fast. As a result, the number of employees has doubled within just 1 year. Especially, the number of the terminals per 100 square meters has grown from the 40 to 80. Each terminal requires at least 4 Mbps. So no wonder alone in the industry can meet such a requirement. Facing this, Huawei carried out joint innovation with this customer. We make technical breakthroughs in coverage, concurrency, capacity, and intent-driven network construction. So at least the 200 Mbps at anywhere. Anywhere means what? Means each location of the access point coverage. So this solution was launched. This solution fully meets the customer's network requirements. Based on this, Huawei has developed the industry's first wireless construction standard to replace wired networks. You know, this morning in the keynotes, we launched the Wi-Fi 7. Maybe Wi-Fi 6, we can say that 200 Mbps at anywhere, but Wi-Fi 7 will be 2 times to 3 times. So do you know what's the difference during the Wi-Fi 6 and the Wi-Fi 7? 3 key points. The first one, the performance will be by 3 times. The second one, the frequency resource will support the 6G Hz. And also, means that the new bands and the new channels, more channels can be used in the Wi-Fi 7. The third one is for the office scenarios to the production scenarios. It must make sure that we need the guaranteeing latency and the guaranteeing performance in everywhere, every location. So this is Huawei, in wireless area, we can make a fixed, guaranteed, smoothly performance and coverage. And as we know, the common Ethernet cables have a limited transmission distance with 100 meters. Due to this limitation, campus networks are very complex, and dedicated extra low voltage rooms is required every 100 meters in the building. So it means that we need more cabinet, more racks, more power supply for this. So Huawei radically changes this situation by developing an innovative hybrid copper and fiber cable. We simply named it hybrid cable. Such a hybrid cable breaks the 100 meters data transmission and power supply limitation. So instead, it extends to the distance to at least 300 meters for the PoE++, and 500 meters for the PoE+, and max for the 1 kilometers for the PoE. So it's totally different with the traditional cables. When such hybrid cables are used for our remote unit, the number of the ELV rooms is reduced by 2/3. So in particular, the RUs offer the PoE in and PoE out function. So in this way, we can achieve the simplified architecture of one building, one switch, and one managed nodes. So all the RUs and wireless access points are powered by the PoE, and it can plug and play. So the PoE function is also standards compliant and fully compliant with legacy PoE device on the existing networks. So the above is a single campus network. When it comes to interconnection between campuses, it's time to talk about the SD-WAN. So next, let's talk the retail sector as an example. Driven by the digital transformation, the traditional retail stores also need to connect each other. Such a huge number of stores are scattered in many spaces. A typical example is a supermarket chain in Turkey. So many branches. In the past, the supermarket chain adapted a traditional lease line solution to deploy the network, and only 2 or 3 store networks can be rolled out in 1 week. Later, they developed Huawei's SD-WAN solution with intent-driven deployment features. Simply put, they just need to select the requirement policies, and then LAN and WAN can be remotely and certainly deployed. So especially 3 minutes to complete the requirement configuration and half a day to complete the installation and onboarding. This reduced the TTM by 50%. So enterprise digital transformation brings many challenges to networks. For example, enterprise applications need to be deployed on the cloud quickly. But traditional service provisioning is difficult to meet this. Users need to have the same experience no matter whether wireless or wired access is used, which avoids poor application experience. And a large number of terminals in the campus need to be free from the heavy illumination, and which is time-saving. So Huawei's autonomously driving network is a campus helps address these challenges. Its goal to provide optimal service experience and implement automatically O&M. So for campuses, we have achieved L3 autonomous driving network. At this phase, we create the ultimate 3 zeros. Experience for enterprise customer. That is 0 waiting time for service provision, and 0 application interruption, and 0 intervention for terminal management. So SMB is a very important enterprise market. SMBs generally have a small scale. Most of them do not have full-time network O&M engineers. Therefore, networks in the SMB market must be easy to deploy, manage, and connect. The SMB market is a key area which we focus on. We have a complete solution portfolio for the SMB market, including the light SMB, the primary SMB, and the multi-site SMB. For example, in terms of our light SMB solution for microenterprise, our 4-in-1 hybrid coverage gateway, the AR5710, and the wall-planted access points can be used together to set up a network quickly and connectively. And for small and medium-sized enterprise, our AR6710 and the ceiling-mounted access points can be combined to build in the designed networks. Our complete solution portfolio can be well suited to the different application scenarios of the SMB market. We also offer different product the portfolio for different industries. For example, for large enterprises, we have launched the full wireless office solution. For the electronic power industry, we have released a product portfolio for industry scenarios, including the industry routers, industry switches, and the outdoor access points. So for the retail industry, we have developed a Wi-Fi and IoT convergence solution to help retail stores improve O&M efficiency. Einstein once said, everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. The more simple things are, and the more difficult they are to control. The only way to be simplified is to go through complex exercises. With this split, Huawei has always been taking complexity to itself and create simplicity to customers. So finally, let's work together to build a digital-first, simplified campus network and quickly unleash digital productivity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. That was quite an impressive speech. Thank you for your insights today. So now you've heard about data center and campus networks. I bet you're eager to hear about Huawei's WAN solution. So next, let's see what benefits Huawei's WAN solution can bring to customers. Today, we're glad to invite Mr. Cyril Baloyi, Head of Department for Gauteng Department of E-Government, to share how Gauteng provincial government's leading a service-oriented digital government. Let's welcome him to the stage, please, with a round of applause.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I see you are a bit sleepy now, and I understand that. It's after lunch, and there's been a lot of speakers that spoke. So, lucky for you, I'm not going to speak a lot about technology. I'm going to speak a lot about what have we achieved with Huawei in the Gauteng provincial government. Gauteng provincial government contributes 36% of GDP in South Africa. I'm sure you all know what is South Africa and what's happening in South Africa. We have currently installed network up to more than 2,000 kilometers of our 18,000 kilometers that spans across our province. There are three major concentrations of economic activity. Most of you know the OR Tambo International, which sits under the Ekurhuleni complex. There's Tshwane, and there's also Johannesburg. But I think what's important is what have we done as the Gauteng provincial government in terms of building the future that we want. Our former premier used to call it, he wants to build a Silicon Valley of Africa in Johannesburg. And we have created what we call Growing Gauteng Together 2020 strategy that is underpinned by the transformation, modernization, and reindustrialization of our sectors. That is also underpinned by those 7 pillars that determines and provide a guide in terms of how do we move forward. So working with Huawei, we looked into 3 out of the 7 priorities or pillars that are part of GGT, which is how do we deal with the issue of growing the economy, creating jobs and be able to sustain them, creating an infrastructure that will be able to ensure that it sustains those jobs, education, skills, revolution, and health. We all know that a country that does not have the future in education is a doomed country. And building a capable, ethical, and developmental state. In terms of creating that ICT infrastructure, we ensure that we expand connectivity areas that will be able to support each and every person or business or another government institution that wants to do business with us. Creating a service assurance in terms of mobile healthcare and digital economy. And so far, we have managed to connect 1,300 plus schools, more than 2,000 health centers in Gauteng. And also, we have created a lot of e-learning in terms of our schools. There's something new that we have created that is called Schools of Specializations. We all know that there's a program in terms of how people need to move in the structure of schooling, and we do believe that in the current technological sphere, we cannot follow that traditional method of schooling, where we have created a process that when people get to a certain grade, which is grade 8, they are then able to be given an opportunity to move from where they want to go in terms of a different schools of specialization. I'm not going to talk much about the networks that we have implemented with Huawei, because most of those have already been explained to you. But we focus mostly on mobile healthcare, e-learning, and providing an environment that can be able to create a technopreneurship development for our people, especially the youth. What is the key thing that we look into when we look at the partners that we must take the journey with? One of the key things is to ensure that there should be a clear guide and understanding when it comes to TCO. And so far, I must say that we have managed to save 25% of the lease fees that we used to pay into the partners that we used to work with before we went into this journey with Huawei. And we have expected that we'll be able to reach the 30% in the next 5 years if we continue in this trajectory and if Huawei doesn't change the way they operate with us. But the most critical thing is, we all know today that we are bound to work with machines in whatever that we do today. That is the new normal. It's not the future, it's the now. The question is, how do we ensure that our people and ourselves as government are able to ensure that we work and able to embrace those machines to assist us in providing effective service delivery to our people? We are creating a user-friendly technopreneurship development environment so that our youth are able to create the future that they want. And that will be able to transform the small medium enterprise organization and provide a scalable startup organizations. We have seen it happening in Nigeria. There's companies there run by people like Cindy Amene, who is just 31 years old. We have created companies such as Vetstack, Farm Gold, that does wonders in assisting women in farming in those rural areas. Creating a social entrepreneurship processes that allows our people and ensure that what we are building, it does not create an environment in future that will create crisis when it comes to social challenges. We are focusing on the well-being of our stakeholders, which is our society, organizations, employees, and customers, because we believe that whatever that we need to do with technology should also be taking care of our people at the larger scale. We have defined our work as a department looking at those pillars that you see below there, which is we need to change our attitude, do not work in silos, which one of the speakers earlier on in the morning earlier did speak about it, and get the practices that we have in the world, because most of these things are already there. Combine it with technologies, we'll then be able to create a capability that will provide a tangible outcomes. Ours, the most critical things that we want to achieve is to ensure that whatever that we do provide tangible outcomes. We don't want to see an outcome that people cannot be able to point it and say, this have an impact into our people. And I believe that I want to leave you guys with one of the key things that I found when I was doing my research on the other things that I do, which says that during the dawn of the first industrial revolution, humanity was compelled to re-examine its locus in ecosystem and explore for a new path for long-term survival and development. To conserve the universal life support structures due to the precipitous and perpetual human-caused ecological revolution, such as waste and pollution, which humans had thrown into the environment. For us to ensure that we do not find ourselves in the same situation, I believe that with these great minds that we have in these rooms amongst ourselves, especially in this time of digital e-neutral network economy development, we have accumulated enough experience that bears enough evidence that spontaneous social, economic, and environmental development of society that does not last for many years does provide a great threat to lead us into a global ecological and socio-economic crisis, which then endangers the entire human civilization. Therefore, all of us here, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford to keep and consider the environment and socio-economic development independently from each other. We are an interconnected world. And with the current power crisis that we foresee in South Africa and other countries such as London and others, our sustainability heavily depends on the clear development of energy modernization, which is the green economy. We must provide technology solutions with clear alternative energy and intellectual system of energy distribution growth. And we must understand that developing renewable sources of energy does not only concern the power economy and does not only concern the government, but it is an environmental matter and the future of our civilization. I believe that these sessions will continue to steer us in the right direction to arrest the socio-economic challenges that we face and ensure that a great future for our next generation does come. Thank you very much, Sheshe.
Thank you, Mr. Baloy, for your wonderful speech that was truly inspiring. And so just a reminder that if you scan your QR code, that you will receive the gift at the end of the summit, not the end of this session, but the end of the entire summit. So please, if you haven't scanned the QR code, then you can still do so. I think there are some people walking around with the QR code to scan. So looking ahead, what new surprises will Huawei's WAN solution bring to us? So today, we have Mr. Wu Fan, the CTO of Global Enterprise Network Marketing and Solutions of the Sales Department with us. He'll introduce the new concepts and solutions of Huawei Cloud One. Let's invite Mr. Wu Fan to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to share one topic with all of you. So this afternoon, we talk about data center. Actually, that is the power computing on the cloud side. And then we heard the solution from the campus. Actually, this is the user where located to use this cloud. So finally, here is my topic, how to connect our cloud computing power to the user. So this is what one talk about. And today, we also talk a lot about digital transformation. And what's the meaning to the WAN network? Actually, per my understanding, there's two things. First thing is how to move our enterprise services from the on-premise setup to the cloud side. This is one topic. And the second topic is how to transfer in non-IP protocol to the IP, for example, production network. But still, when we think about these two ideas, we are facing still several challenges. For example, on the cloud service side, we will face that it's hard and time-consuming move the on-premise setup to the cloud setup, because usually when we considering the WAN network, it will related to a lot of protocols and service level agreement. And second, when we considering how to transfer in the non-IP protocol to IP, we also face the challenge is IP is the best effort technology, which means it is very hard to guarantee end-to-end SLA and guarantee the latency which production network needs, for example, the latency and the failure over time, and also the bandwidth which the production need. So how to solve that? This is Huawei's solution, Cloud One 3.0. Actually, our solution combines two parts. First part is hardware. We provide high capability routers. And then above the hardware, we will provide a platform which will control all the routers elements to serve end-to-end IP pipe to all kinds of services. And what we did in our hardware and platform, actually all these technologies are based on our IPv6 technology system. Today, we heard a lot of new innovation in our ADN, which is Autonomous Driving Network. Actually, our Cloud One also used the similar features in our part. That's why, using this IPv6 technology system, we can guarantee an agile connection and to achieve a deterministic experience of all kinds of services which production network needs. And also, we will achieve the agile operation and management. Let's see a detail a little more. Considering an agile connection, usually in a traditional network, when we set up one network, the first thing is to considering different type of service. But in the traditional network, we have to define the service based on IP address or VLAN. That is very common. In our new Cloud One setup, we use SRv6, which is segment routing version 6. Using these features, we can considering the services not just by IP address, but by application itself. For example, when we define the links for application 1, we can say application 1, how much bandwidth is needed, and how much the latency is needed. And then put this parameter into our platform. Then this platform will automatically calculate a red path from our router to the end router. So the tunnel will be created. And one application tool for the same thing will happen. He will calculate another different routes to guarantee the bandwidth and the latency. So everything is followed by the application itself, not by IP address or VLAN, these parameters anymore. This will make our provisioning more fast and more secure. That's why with this technology, we can guarantee the enterprise cloudification, shorten the period from weeks to hours. And also for the branch connection efficiency, because we can do the automatically load sharing between different links, between different link resources. That's why we will increase the connection efficiency from 50% to 90%. So this is the very great improvement. And the second is considering the production line, which is usually, for example, in the electricity, we want to use IP technology to bear the signaling traffic, especially for SCADA or teleprotection services. So in case of that, we need our IP network can guarantee the deterministic experience, which is end-to-end latency and end-to-end failover time. So in Huawei, our Cloud 1 3.0, we will put a slicing technology which based on flex Ethernet. So this technology uses the time division technology, and he can use different link resource through hardware on different routers. So one physical router can be divided into several virtual networks, and each of the virtual network will be combined by one slice, and different services will use the dedicated slice for him, and all the latency and the failover time and bandwidth can be guaranteed. So with this one, these features, if you're considering to build up private network, you don't need to separate it network anymore. You can use the same setup, but build up how many slicing you need, then create all this virtual network. That's all, very easy. So CapEx will decrease a lot, and also the operation and management efficiency will increase a lot. This is for sure, because we can combine all the separate network into one. And then go to the operation and the management. So as usual, when we do the troubleshooting, usually followed by the problem, by the alarm. So this is like, we call it compliance-driven, because some user, when he use the network, he find the bandwidth is not enough, or there is a packet job during the bearing. So he will complain to our IT manager to say, your network has some problem. But in that happened, we want to change the situation. That's why in our Cloud 1 3.0, we put one kind of link quality detection technology. We call it iFit. If you are familiar with one network, usually we will use the NQA, which is a network quality analyst method to do the detection. But this detection is usually he will create an actual package to do the detection. In our iFit, actually we use the real service traffic as detection, which means when this service transferring in the IP pipe, the status and the risk and all the parameters is already there. You don't need actual detection package anymore. So this will make our troubleshooting even before something bad happened. And when we create all the link and the traffic baseline, our network can do the prediction even. So this one, when we checking out the root cause, the system itself also will gathering all the information from different routers to see where is the root cause. Because if, for example, if BGP or OSPF, this protocol has some issue, always it will create hundreds of alarms. You will see a lot of link flapping or the status wrong, many things. But the root cause is difficult to check. That's why with our system and iFit, we can directly go to the root cause and fix that. That is also what we want to achieve. Is we call it a 110. This is not alarm call. It means 1 minute to detect the problem and 1 minute to define the declaration, to define the domain, where is the problem maybe, and 0 service interruption. This is our goals. And this year, based on Cloud One 3.0, we also launched our latest universal service router, which is NetEngine 8000 F8. So this box is the basic element for our solution, and it supports all the IPv6 technology system protocols and features. And also, it is an integrated service router, which is 4-in-1, 4 function in one, switching routing together with the BNG, which is BRS function authentication, and carrier-grade NAT, and also it supports IPsec. So this will be a very high integrated solution, and also this service router itself capability is very strong. It also supports like SRv6, slicing, and iFeed, these IPv6 features. So Cloud One actually, from we launched the solution until now, we serve more than 400 industrial users already. And we also get very good reputation on the third parties rating organization, like Introp Award in Japan, and also from the Forest Suverland. We also get very good reputation. So I hope this solution can bring you a better WAN network. Thank you very much.
Sales department to give us a closing speech. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience. And this is last topic, and very short. I'm Vincent Liu from Huawei Global Enterprise Network Marketing and Solution Department. It's a great pleasure for me to return to Dubai and to meet so many old friends and new friends, because I worked in Dubai for 3 years since 2017. Please allow me to extend my sincere gratitude to our customer and experts who have shared valuable insights and successful practice today. First of all, I'd like to make a summary. At today's summit, we launched our latest solution and products in 3 major fields. In the campus network, we upgrade Cloud Campus solution with Simplify and launched Wi-Fi 7 access point, Core Switch Cloud Agent S8700, and hyper-converged branch gateway NetEngine AR5710. In the data center network, we upgrade Cloud Fabric solution with Easy and launched the industry-first data center autonomous driving network that support L3.5. In the WAN network, we upgrade Cloud One solution with Agile and launch a new series of NetEngine routers that support IPv6 in-house. Based on this solution and products, Huawei developed a series of scenario-based solutions through joint innovation with customers. We have more than 20 network innovation labs in the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America, and have set up regional open labs in Dubai, Johannesburg, Cairo, and São Paulo. These labs provide a good platform for joint innovation, and we have achieved fruitful results. with customers, for example, in the Middle East, where 5G deployment is world leading. We are invented a way with customers to quickly deploy access network for public service through 5G remote units. In the oil and gas field, we will invent the Wi-Fi mesh networking with customers solving the difficulty of oil well data backhaul. I sincerely invite all of you guys to visit our innovation centers and join us in innovation together. Talent is the key to digital transformation. And Huawei has been consistently committed to cultivating our ICT talent. Huawei has set up 17 HCIE test centers and more than 300 ICT academics around the world, with 1,000 authorized training partners. I'm honored to announce that Huawei has trained 188,000 certified IP network engineering so far, providing sufficient talent for customers' digital transformation. In 2021, Huawei's enterprise business maintained stable growth, and we are now serving 267 of Fortune 500 companies in the world. Huawei has become the trusted partner for global customers in digital transformation. We will continue to innovate in IP network, integrate technology with customers in areas in an effort to unleash digital productivity. At the end of this summit, let's watch the video of Huawei global IP success stories to witness the digital transformation of numerous industries. Let's work together to create a better digital future. Thank you again.
Our society is developing at a great pace, and the global digitalization is in the fast lane. To stay ahead, Huawei keeps innovating its intelligent cloud network solution, accelerating digital transformation across industries. In the UAE, we helped build an advanced national research and education network. We also contributed to an intelligent education revolution that creates a talent pool to boost national development. In Dubai, we assisted better wireless connectivity to create the most advanced financial hub. In Kenya, our cutting-edge digital solution accelerates the development of digital banks. In South Africa, we boosted resource productivity through better connectivity. In Brazil, we helped build leading internet service capabilities to enrich people's lives and promote economic development. Huawei's intelligent cloud network solution has served customers in sectors such as education, public services, transportation, finance, and energy in more than 150 countries and regions. Looking ahead, Huawei will continue to dive deep into various industries and build a high-quality data foundation, ultimately unleashing digital productivity.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Vincent, for your wonderful speech. Guys, if anyone has scanned the QR code, please just wait in your seats because the gifts can be delivered to you. Because there are quite a lot of people trying to leave right now, so yeah, they will be delivered to you. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience today. We really hope that you got all the cutting-edge technology information that you came here for, and that you were fully immersed in today's insightful ideas. Next, please feel free to visit Huawei's booth. It's outside, and our experts will be there to answer any of your questions and show you our products and solutions. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get your gifts at the entrance where there's a little crowd over there. You can collect your gift from there.